What's going on? My name's Chris. This is my first long-form video on this channel. I've been making some shorts and reels over the past couple weeks. Been having a lot of fun, and today I wanted to make a little video about why I bought the P1S in the big year of 2026. I made a post a few days ago looking for some advice from people on if I should go with the P1S or a different printer, and I got a lot of responses. A lot of people saying that it was stupid to buy the P1S, a lot of people saying to buy the P2S. This isn't going to be a review. I don't plan to review this printer. It's been out for years. People know this printer, people love this printer. I just wanted to talk about why I purchased it and what my needs are going to be, because as you can probably tell, in the background, I do have an H2D. I also have an A1 Mini. But yeah, let's get right into it. I kind of split this up into a few different sections. One section that we're going to start with is obviously the cost of this printer. I wanted to get a Core XY printer. That was the biggest thing coming from my A1 Mini. I wanted to move away from a bed slinger, and the reason for that is just I believe that it works better. I really like the results from my H2D a lot more than, say, the same print from my A1 Mini. But why didn't I go with the P2S? Well, the P2S is $300 Canadian more for effectively the same printer, in my opinion, and from what a lot of people were saying when I was looking for some advice. Now, you might also be wondering, why didn't I go with something like the Centauri Carbon? Maybe something from FlashForge. Why did I choose this at $539? It's actually $499 now with the anniversary sale, and we'll see if that price kind of sticks around. But the reason for me not going with a different company especially was I actually had a ton of MakerWorld points, and if you don't know what that means, MakerWorld, the site that you share all your 3D print files or download them for Bambulab printers. As you upload models and people download them, you get a little bit of kickback. It's pretty awesome. I've usually only used it for like filament or things like that, but recently I had a little bit of success with some models, and I was able to effectively pay for this entire printer using those points, which is really awesome. You see a lot of people do that. I never thought I would get to do that. The next section I wanted to talk about is function. As you can see, it has been printing this whole time. Hopefully it's not eating up all the sound, but who knows. Obviously, it's larger than the A1 Mini. This has a 256 by 256 print bed versus the A1 Mini's 170. It's also Core XY, which I talked about a little bit earlier about I just generally believe it to be a bit of a better technology. I would rather buy a Core XY now than buy another bed slinger. It does have this old screen, definitely a little outdated, I won't lie. Trying to navigate around it, but with the Bamboo Handy app, it's whatever. Like loading filament, I haven't even tried loading filament on that yet. I just did it from the app. Another point of contention that a lot of people were suggesting me looking at a different printer was actually the hot end of it. So the P1S uses the old hot end style, which they used for the P1S, P1P, and the X1C. But I really don't have a problem with it. On any of my other printers, I've never really had much more issue than just a clog, and I think that that's going to be okay. I've watched a lot of videos about how people take it apart, and I think if anything does happen, that I'm more than prepared. Obviously, there's also the gear assembly isn't hardened steel in the P1S, and that is something I might upgrade in the future, but I bought this mainly as a workhorse. It's going to be doing print jobs. Right now it's printing one of the Nintendo DS mirrors that I've been kind of slinging here. It's printing a new version of it that actually fits on this print bed, which I'm going to be uploading this version to my MakerWorld soon. So if you're interested in making one of these Nintendo DS mirrors, definitely check out my MakerWorld. Now the big elephant in the room, which I don't know how much I've actually framed this, but I have an H2D. Why did I buy this printer when I already have an H2D? And the reason for that, as I said, is a workhorse. I want it mainly to just do these side gigs and these prints that I make a little bit of money on, because I would rather put hundreds of hours onto this that I got for effectively free versus my big H2D, which I bought for myself. The analogy I've been kind of using to justify this is when you think of like an old guy who's retired they tend to buy a nice expensive car, like a Corvette. And that printer over there is kind of like my Corvette. So this past couple months, I've been printing a ton of these DS mirrors, which take about 6 hours each, and I didn't really want to continue putting that amount of hours onto my big H2D. So I decided it would be better to get something that I can print them on that's reliable and that I really like. So when it comes to a Bambulab printer, one of the greatest things is the ecosystem. But also parts availability. The P1S has been around for a few years now, but you can still easily get parts for it from Bambulab. You don't have to go searching for them or just buying a new printer altogether. And I think that's going to continue even past this printer's retirement, which I think by the end of 2026 they probably will have retired it. But with the P1P, they announced that parts availability would be ongoing for quite a while after, as well as security updates. Now, that kind of blends into the next topic, which is just new technology and the end of life for the P1S. Tool changers are kind of the hot topic on the block right now. There's a bunch of them coming out from Snapmaker, from FlashForge, the Creator 5. Then you have Sovol's coming out with the M1D, which I really look forward to looking at. And I think that for me personally, printing in my hobby, I probably will get a tool changer eventually. I will want it to be probably a bit bigger than this, but not as big as the H2D. So the Sovol M1D, probably going to be pretty close in size to that. And I don't know if I necessarily want that. Now, a big part is the parts. As I said before, I think that they'll be available for years to come. If not from Bambulab, I think the key parts will be easy to source afterwards. And another big thing is that the P2S will eventually come down in price. So if I put 1,000 hours on this, which I already have 1,000 hours on my H2D, if I put 2,000 hours on this P1S, and then eventually I can't find a part easily for it, by that point the P2S should be at a more affordable price for something like this as a workhorse. I think that that's kind of the big thing, is that the price of this printer is arguably so good for a workhorse printer that it kind of defeats the purpose of buying the P2S when I already have the H2D. So basically, to sum it up, I bought it because it was the most affordable Core XY printer with huge reliability gains that a lot of people have talked about for years, as well as that I already have an H2D. If I sell a part that needs to be done with an abrasive material, or say something like ABS or ASA, I have my H2D to do that. There's not really much incentive for me to buy anything more than this. In a lot of argument, there's no reason to even have this when I could have just a full-size A1 or the new A2L. The biggest reason I didn't go with the A2L is actually space. Where I want to put this printer, it will fit perfectly. It doesn't need back and forth space versus the A2L, which needed a lot more. So anyways, that's why I bought the P1S in the big year of 2026. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know if you enjoyed the video and if you want to see some more content like this.